Highnesses, Excellencies, Mr. President of Peace and Sport, my dear colleagues from International Olympic Committee, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends. I am very proud to introduce this session dedicated to the champions and to a very important issue, how champions can actively and tangibly contribute to peace through sport. It's necessary to involve us athletes at the early stage and ask what we think of this topic and how we want to step in. So, it is even more important for me to be here. Today, I would like to share my experience as former athlete, four-time Olympian, member of International Olympic Committee, champion for peace, and above all, as someone whose life has been changed by sport. Let me tell you my story. I was born in USSR in spirit of fear and mistrust of the Cold War. I was only 20 years old when I was offered the fantastic opportunity to compete in Olympic Games for the first time. It was just a few months before when I became world champion. Can you imagine my pride and my excitement? I was about to represent my country at Olympic Games. Unfortunately, at the last moment, it was decided I would not compete in these Olympics. Not because of my performances. At that time, I was at my best. No, I could not go because my government decided to boycott these games. I did not go because of political fans. It was in 1984, Los Angeles Games, and still today, this memory is painful and still hurt me, even more than before. Why? Not because of the gold medal I could have won, but because it was unfair. Ask my athlete friends who is attending today this room. Only about 15% of the athletes can survive from one games to other. Only 15%. In other words, it means that competing at Olympic Games for most of us is a once-in-a-life opportunity. And because of fear and mistrust, I was stolen this opportunity. I felt I was punished. I was lucky enough, 4 years later, I was in Olympic Games in Seoul. And then it opened my eyes. It turned my world upside down. I discovered the life in Olympic Village and the true values of sport. The pleasure to be together, united in our love for sport, the diversity, friendship, the respect for your competitors, the solidarity between athletes, the respect for the rule of the games. I discovered the capacity of sport to build bridges between people, whatever language they speak, what their political or religious belief. The power of sport to bring all the nations together in peace. That was a fantastic experience. And still now, this memory is more important than Olympic medal I got in Seoul. I returned back home. I felt richer with this experience. I wanted to give something back to my country. It was beginning of perestroika, beginning of freedom. There were opportunities, but there were also great risks. After collapse of the Soviet regime, young people in my country were left in the street with temptation of drugs and violence. Democracy was new to us. It was time without governance, without ideals and direction for the youth. For this, I decided to establish Serguey Bubka Sports Club to give these young people the same chance that sport gave me. A chance to open the mind, to discover the world, bring guidelines in life, make them more balanced in life. Today, in my club, about 350 young athletes do sport, which one of the best clubs, I'm very proud in the country, and some athletes from my club already participated in Olympic Games, and the Youth Olympic Games brought our talented girl bronze medal. The foundation of the Serguey Bubka Sports Club almost 20 years ago. Since then, I had a lot of experience. I became president of National Olympic Committee in my country. I joined IAAF. I became IOC member. I have a good life, but I don't forget that I'm here today in front of such a prestigious audience only thanks to sport. Sport gave me opportunities and made me who I am. It's my turn to give back and offer chance to those who have lost their ways in life. There are many ways to do it. As member of IOC, I was lucky enough to be among promoters of President Roge initiative to create Youth Olympic Games. Great event to educate culture of friendship among young athletes and turn them to ambassadors of dialogue, sharing, and peace. I am sure we will talk later about this. I am also a determined believer of the Olympic truth. The Olympic truth is an incredible contribution of sport movement to the world. For 16 days, thanks to Olympic Games, we engage the whole world to put down their weapons and stop conflicts. It's a massive step toward peace. So, if we as sport people can make it for 16 days, maybe we can make it forever. The question is, how can we make it last? I don't have one single answer to that important question. But what I can tell you is when I was member of parliament in my country, I decided to step down to become president of a National Olympic Committee because I felt responsibility to unite all people. So I need to be neutral to any party's disputes. I realize that sport, in a way, had much more influence and more across the globe than politics. Sorry for political leaders, but my voice had more reach as president of National Olympic Committee than as MP. Political decision makers need to understand that they can rely on us, the sport people, and they can use us to build and promote peace. Through us, you can achieve a lot. Together, we can achieve so much. Here, I would like to thank my dear friends, Prince Albert II and Joël Bouzou, who has created this club for Champions for Peace. Because this club offers a framework for each athlete to make a real and tangible contribution for peace in the world. Through networking, fundraising, going to the place, raising awareness of the global leaders. It is a structure enabled to champions to be operational, to be driving force of project. This approach is very innovative, as I'm sure the panel will demonstrate today. For high-level athletes, such as myself, being involved in peace through sport initiatives is the way to experiment a second life after podiums. It is very important and very rewarding for us because sometimes when your career is over, you feel lonely, you feel like you don't have value anymore. Through being involved in peace promotion and peace building, we realize that the peak of our career is not medals. The peak of our career is what we can bring to the world and to the future generation. I encourage all community of sport people to contribute, because peace is the best fight sports can offer. And to rephrase John Lennon, as you said yesterday, Joel, maybe you are a dreamer, but you are not the only one. Let us work together for peace through sport. Thank you. Merci beaucoup to all of you.
Spasiba. Thank you, Sergey. Thank you very much. Thank you.